The Airbnb bust is real. It's happening, and here's what you need to do to make sure it doesn't affect you. My name is Hamza Zafar. I'm a 7-figure Airbnb host with over 180 arbitrage properties making over $5 million per year. I'm going to tell you exactly what the Airbnb bust really is and exactly why it's happening. Since last year, Airbnb and Airbnb arbitrage have been greatly popularized on social media. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, there are influencers and gurus everywhere. So everyone and anyone you know has decided to start a rental arbitrage business. On top of that, lending was also really cheap over the last few years. Because of that, a lot of people have bought properties just to turn them into short-term rentals. Then there's a bunch of people just like me that started 2 years ago and now have scaled to 100, 200, 300 properties. AirDNA just released a report that as of last year to today, there's been a 23.3% increase in the number of Airbnb hosts on the platform. Just in October of 2022 alone, 66 new 1,000 listings were added to Airbnb. This is a 41% increase over last October. And even now, a lot of homeowners and investors that are buying real estate properties are realizing due to high interest rates, we can't cash flow as a long-term rental. We have no choice but to convert it to a short-term rental and get some type of net cash flow. So our main factor supply has greatly increased over the last 12 months. Now, the second thing we're going to look at is demand. There's been a lot of recession talks, a lot of layoffs, especially in tech over the last 90 days. A lot of people have lost their jobs, or a lot of people are saving money and not traveling right now. People are only traveling if they really have to. And on top of that, add on the time of the year it currently is, December, January, and February are the slowest times of the entire year. So you're probably asking yourself, what is someone like me who has 180 arbitrage units on Airbnb exactly doing to not be affected by the Airbnb bust? So I'm going to be telling you exactly what I'm going to be doing over the next 90 days and what you need to do to emulate exactly what has to be done to make sure you live long enough to see high season. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go into Price Labs and adjust your pricing. The same pricing strategy that you had over the last 6 months is not going to apply for the next 4 months. You need to understand decreasing your price is something you have to let go of psychologically. You yourself have a certain threshold you don't want to decrease your price to. The market does not care what your threshold is. The market will have your unit booked at what the market says it's worth. There has never been a time more important than learning pricing strategy, learning revenue management, understanding it properly than now. With someone who has 20 to 30 apartments in a single building, you need to figure out what is the maximum revenue that you can extract from a single listing by finding the greatest occupancy possible and the equilibrium where it matches your total ADR. Due to me being in urban downtown locations, my weekends will get booked regardless. That's not something I'm worried about. The weekdays are the challenge. So you have to adjust your pricing, your weekly discounts, your last minute discounts, your orphan gaps. A lot of these things need to be considered to make sure you're filling those vacant days to maximize your occupancy and maximize your revenue. Next, you want to maintain good reviews. As the number of travelers traveling to a specific city decreases over the next 90 days, they can be really selective and picky on which listing they want to book. So you need to make sure your reviews are top notch, that you have 5-star reviews on every single listing. Because the reality is, when there's a huge supply of listings and everyone's dropping their prices, it's essentially a race to the bottom. So you have to stand out from another metric other than pricing. That's reviews, amenities, size of the units, photography, the overall landscape of your unit, the furnishings, every single little detail at that point then matters. If a guest wants to stay at any one of my properties during the next 90 days for over a month period, I am okay with only making a $300 to $600 profit just to get past this certain time period and have all that cash flow delivered to me within the very next day of them checking in. As of right now, my entire portfolio, 40% of it is priced at multi-month stays, where I'm okay with making a $400 to $500 net profit because one, that's a guaranteed profit, money in your pocket, rents are all paid, and it's getting you past a slow period in time. So don't be worried you're not making the same money you're making over the next 90 days that you were used to making during the summer. You have to understand every business and every season is cyclical. You have to make the majority of your money outside of this next 90-day period, and you have to just get by and survive. That way you can live to see the high season. Now, on top of all this happening, the only thing I'm doing is expanding my business. I'm going faster than ever. Buildings are calling me left and right. Landlords are calling me left and right, offering 1 month free, 2 months free, even 3 months free rent concessions to take 20, 30, 15 apartments from them. every single unit that you add on right now into your portfolio will pay multiples starting March. That is when the bookings will pick up. That is when the high season will begin. And that's when the money's going to start to rake in. So don't be scared right now to expand your portfolio and keep adding on more properties. Right now, while everyone's scared, it is the best time for you to act, where the most concessions are being offered, where the most units are being offered, where it's so simple, so easy, you literally just have to ask. So Warren Buffett said it best: be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. Right now, when there's FUD in the market and a lot of fear in the market, my job as an entrepreneur is to go against the grain and keep expanding faster than ever, because the majority of people are not sophisticated, intelligent investors. They don't realize right now is literally the best time possible to keep growing your portfolio. They see shorthandedly that current market conditions are not exactly what's going to reflect the next 12 months. By the time May comes around and I've added an additional 50 to 60 apartments to the portfolio, my goal of making $1 million in a month is coming faster and faster. For me to make $1 million just for next July, I have done the math and figured out I need to have an average of 250 to 270 units, making anywhere from $3,500 to $4,000 in revenue. I'm currently at 180 apartments, currently furnishing 15, negotiating 30 to 40 more over the next 60 days. There's no doubt in my mind, by next July, I'm gonna reach my goal of making $1 million that month. And the only reason why it's happening so fast and why it's so possible is because right now is literally the best time to start, grow, and scale and automate a 7-figure Airbnb business. If you want to learn how I've done this, I have a free training in the description. Click it below. It's completely free, and I cover exactly how I've done this from literally 0 properties all the way to 180. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Click on my Instagram and TikTok links below. I'm always active, always posting, always showing you behind the scenes life of a real 7-figure Airbnb host. Until next time, have a great day, everybody.